Beautiful people, how are you? Beautiful people. There you are. I wanted to talk to you today about something that was told to me a while back from one of my passengers. I was driving for Uber and Lyft while in Texas, and this was impressed upon me, and it impressed me so much that I would love to share it with you now. And this is the true meaning of potential. Potential. Now, this is something that I've come to believe for myself. In my life, I've been told, and maybe you have been told as well, many times that I've had a lot of potential. Have you ever heard somebody say this? Like, hey man, you got a lot of potential. Hey, you know what? Man, I could really see you going places. You got a lot of potential. Hey man, you have so much potential. I see you have so much potential. Hey, have you ever thought about doing such and such? Have you ever thought about doing that? You might want to think about doing that. You got a lot of potential. You've heard this? You've heard this, right? I'm sure you've heard this in some area of your life. Something that you were perhaps passionate about a little bit, or something that you did that somebody looked at you and said, you have a lot of potential. Now, how did this make you feel when they said this? Maybe it made you feel good. Maybe it made you feel kind of like I felt. Like, oh wow, maybe I am heading towards my destiny. They said I have potential. Maybe I am doing something right. Maybe I'm on the right track. I'm on the right path. I've got something here. I've got potential, right? But the way that my passenger laid it on me, he said to me this: if someone tells you that you have a lot of potential, you should feel disrespected. And I said, whoa. What do you mean? Disrespected? What are you talking about? He said, well, not disrespected so much that they've insulted you, but disrespected that you should be offended a little bit. You should be irked a little bit. You should feel some type of way. I said, please explain. What are you talking about? He said, let me break it down for you. Potential is just another word for stored energy. He said, think about when we consume a lot of things, when we eat a lot, right? If we're really overweight, or say if, the food that we eat doesn't get converted into like energy or like broken down into muscle or something, it just becomes like stored as fat cells. Well, those fat cells, that stored energy, that is just potential energy, right? It's stored, for use later on or something like that. But it's just stored energy. It's not really doing anything, it's just there, right? So potential is just another word for stored energy that has not yet come kinetic. Kinetic is like the action, the doing, that energy. When that energy moves into something, it's like kinetic energy instead of just potential. So when someone tells you that you have a lot of potential, what they're really saying behind the lines, they may not know it, but what they're really saying, you could say, is that there is something that you could be doing right now that you have not yet done. Or there is something that you could be doing. There are places that you could be at. There are heights that you could have achieved already that you have not. There's something you're not doing. Why else would they say that you have a lot of potential, right? Because potential is stored energy, something that has been stored and something that's not really doing much of anything. Now, you don't have to be disrespected by this. You don't have to take this in that way. But I just thought, to reframe my mind a little bit, to think of all the times people said that I had a lot of potential, and to realize what was the meaning behind those words, behind that phrase, potential. Perhaps if I was already doing the thing that they saw me as, if I was already the person that they saw me as, they wouldn't have to say, you have a lot of potential. You would be there already. You'd be living that life already. The only reason they're saying that you have a lot of potential is that you haven't achieved it yet. Now take that as motivation, something to kindle that fire, to burn that fire within you. Pour some gas on it, you know? Get angry a little bit. Get a little bit agitated. Get a little bit anxious to accomplish your dream that much faster. Knowing that you can convert that energy. You can transfer that energy from potential to kinetic. You can make your dreams happen. It doesn't just have to be potential. You don't have to die with all of your potential. You know, they say that the wealthiest place on the world, on this planet, is the cemetery. People die with their dreams. People go to the grave with everything that they could have had, everything that they could have been. They go to the grave with all of their potential. Don't let that be you. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw. And if you would like more messages like this, we have a wealth of inspirational episodes on the podcast at The Open Palm. That's The Open Palm Podcast. And you can find that on Spotify, Anchor, or iTunes and Apple Podcast at The Open Palm. Feel free to support, if you would like to do that, at anchor.fm/jshaw. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Strive for your greatness. Don't just let it be potential. Be blessed. Take care. We'll catch you again.